right? It says, what do the Valentine paper heart, this paper centipede, and this paper spider have in common? How are they different from each other? Hint, think about how you fold them to make them. So what do they have in common? Owen?
So for the lawn one, you just gotta fold it like this about 2 times, and then like.
Okay, so I'm gonna just stop you there on one of your things. You said fold, and that is the key word there. Fold. They're all, you fold them all, and so they all have symmetry. They're all like alike on this side, like they are on this side, right? It's kind of they're called symmetrical.
Here's how they're the same. You can fold them down the middle and the sides match. That's why you can fold the paper and cut out both sides at the same time.
All right.
Here's how they're different. The top half of the centipede and the spider matches the bottom half. That's not true of the heart. Discuss. Do you see a way to fold the centipede and the spider one more time and have all the parts match up?
So do you guys see a way that you could fold those one more time? Thumbs up if you see it. Thumbs up if you do not see it.
I do see it.
I see it, right? Thumbs up if you do, thumbs down if you don't. I see lots
The
of you
top
have
of the
thumbs
folded
up.
centipede matches the bottom, so you can fold it one more time. The spider has one last super tricky fold. When you fold a shape and the sides match, people say the shape is symmetrical. Knowing this makes it easy to cut out hearts, flowers, centipedes, or even spiders. Experiment and see what you can make by folding and cutting paper. Have fun and stay curious.
All right. So that was our just kind of a finishing up what we did last week.
Miss, I can't see it.
Well, the internet has given us kind of fits today. People all over town are complaining that they can't see everything we're doing. So I'm sorry. That's just how it is today. So first graders, you guys especially, you're going to be talking a lot about firefighters this week. And so I thought it would be kind of fun if we did the firefighter mystery, Doug here.
Hi, it's Doug. You can see today, it's a sunny day here in California where I live. But just last week, it wasn't so sunny. The sky was filled with smoke. It turns out there were wildfires burning all over the state. Someone named Najee has a question about wildfires. Let's give him a call now.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Najee.
I have a question for you. Why is it so hard for firefighters to put out wildfires?
That's a great question.
Check out this fire in someone's kitchen. With a fire this size, it's easy to put out just using a fire extinguisher. Or if a fire gets bigger, like this one, firefighters have to use a hose. But some fires aren't so easy to put out.
The presentation.
Fires like these sometimes take weeks or even months before
Try
they're stopped.
leaving it, and
When a fire gets out
so
of
you
control
exit
like
out of the
this
meeting,
burns
and
for
I'll
miles
send you a
and
new
miles,
link for it.
That's a wildfire.
Okay.
You can
'Cause I
imagine
can see that you
seeing
can
a
just see
fire like
maps.
this. There's just no way that using a fire extinguisher would work. Even using a hose isn't going to be enough to put out a fire this size. So what would you do if you had to put out a wildfire?
So think about what would you guys do if you had to put out a wildfire? Owen?
Probably, I will just like move and then ride the hose to side.
So you just read the hose from side to side to try to put out a firefighter? Or, I mean, if you were a firefighter. Miranda? Max, it looks like your screen is black, hon. You might try to exit and come back in. Oh no, there it goes. You're
If
good.
it was on a building, I would get on top like the video and get the hose and spray it.
Okay. Samuel?
If I saw the wildfire, I'd rather just call my buddy so we could get all our hoses and put out all the fires.
Okay. Danny?
I would just go on. I will go on a ladder and then put the hose, and then when the fire's all gone, I will go inside and then save the people when they're inside.
Okay. We don't have time to go over everybody's right now, but keep your ideas in your head. Okay, those brilliant ideas that you guys are having, keep those in your head. And maybe we'll have time to share more stuff later, okay?
There's no hose or fire extinguisher big enough to put out most wildfires.
Mute your mics, please.
And to make things harder, it's not like in a city where you can just get water from the nearest fire hydrant. Wildfires usually happen in places where there's not a lot of water around. Firefighters sometimes try dropping water using a helicopter. But even so, when a wildfire gets this big, firefighters just can't put it all out at once. So when a wildfire is burning out of control, firefighters do something really surprising. They actually stop trying to put it out. You see, firefighters know that every fire has a secret weakness, something that it can't live without. It's fuel, the stuff that it burns. The fuel for a wildfire comes from plants, especially dead trees, dry grass, or dry leaves. Firefighters know that fires can't keep going if they don't have enough fuel. So instead of trying to put out a wildfire, they try to steal its fuel. Once a fire burns up all of its fuel, it can't keep going. But how can they steal the fire's fuel? Well, there are a couple ways. One way is that firefighters dig up dirt in lines around the wildfire to get rid of all the fuel that it could burn. They call this a fire line or a fire break, a place where there's no fuel, so a fire can't cross over to burn the next area. But there's one other way firefighters steal a fire's fuel, and this one at first might sound like a terrible idea when you hear it. Firefighters sometimes start fires themselves. They do this in a small area. By starting a small fire that they can control, they burn away all the dead plants and leaves that a big fire, like a wildfire, would use as its fuel. You see, once a wildfire reaches this area, it won't have any fuel to keep burning, and it will burn out. So in summary, firefighters can't put out a huge wildfire all at once. Instead, they steal the wildfire's fuel so that it can't spread any further and eventually burns out on its own. Firefighters are pretty amazing people, especially since they put themselves in danger to protect us and our homes. That's all for this week's question. Thanks, Najee, for asking it. Before you vote on next week's question, we put together some amazing visuals that we'd love to show you. Take a look inside, or if you don't have time, you can skip straight to voting.
Mystery Doug's top 5 surprising things about heat. Ooh.
Number 5.
Could an artist draw a picture using fire? How? Hint, when wood burns, it becomes darker, almost black. So think about, could an artist use that to draw a picture? Let's see. This special tool burns wood. The tip of it's extremely hot. The dark lines on this drawing are the burnt areas. Whoa, look at that. That's really cool. Can do the drawings. That's called using a wood burner. Whoa, look at that. That's a really detailed one.
Number 4.
It got so hot in this guy's car that he was able to cook breakfast. How else could you cook food without a fire? Oh my goodness. How else do you guys think you could cook food without a fire? Troy?
Use an oven.
Use an oven. Right? There's no fire in there. There's just heat. Elizabeth? Oopsie. Oopsie, oopsie. She accidentally left the meeting. What about you? Okay, Elizabeth, are you back? What's your idea?
My idea is you can use a grill.
Sophia, can you turn back on your camera, please? Danny, what's your idea?
My idea is using a fire with a wooden, and then put a little thing and then put it in.
Okay, but you're talking about fire again. Okay, keep those beautiful ideas in your brain. I'll try to call on you next time if I didn't call on you this time, because we've got to get through. These people are using the heat from lava to cook steak and hot dogs. Looks like it worked well. Like it works well. Oh my goodness, look at that. They're putting steak over a grill over hot lava. Oh, it's kind of like it's setting it on fire.
Number 3.
Something strange is going on here. What do you think is happening to all this mud? What do we think? Let's see. I'm trying to call on people I don't remember calling on earlier. Max, what do you think is happening to the mud?
It's causing.
Max, use your big, beautiful brain, right? Whatever answers in your brain. Don't ask your learning partner.
Mm-hmm. You have to do it your own, Chiquita. What is it?
Right? Because it's okay if you don't know. Just what do you think?
Really, really hot.
It's really, really hot.
Mm-hmm. I hear your learning partner giving you answers. Make sure you're using your brain, okay? All right, let's see. Hayden, did you have anything to share? Oh, she might be frozen.
Another way is I was trying to get my mic on mute. So, how you could, I think there's a fire by the mud, and it's making it do that.
Okay, you think there's a fire by the mud in order to make it bubble?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Sophia, have we heard from you yet? I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Sun.
It's the sun making it really hot? Just like in the car? Okay. Troy?
So I think when we're on top of a hot volcano is at, and there's so much lava in the volcano that the whole mud is making it do that, make bubbles.
Okay. All right. Danny.
So it's boiling because it's really hot and it makes it boil.
Okay, so Danny kind of agrees with Max, and a lot of you guys said that it was really hot, but some of you gave reasons and some of you didn't as to why. So let's see. This mud is boiling. Lava is so hot that even if it's deep and underground, it can still boil mud on the surface of some areas where the lava is closer to the.
Number 2.
Check out these geysers. What do you think is causing the water to shoot out like that? Whoa. It's a different geyser. Look at the people running from it.
You're frozen.
I'm sorry. That's what happens when I go to look at the screen.
Miss.
Okay, don't worry about it, Hayden. Okay, can you? All right.
Miss, is the meeting almost done?
Hey, thank you, those of you who are quietly waiting politely. Jaya, what do you think is happening?
What I think that's happening, it's an underwater volcano.
It's an underwater volcano. Oh, I see Miranda shaking on her head. She thinks that's the same. Zahedi, you're kind of frozen. Would you like to share something with us? I can't tell if you're raising your hand or not because your picture is frozen. I don't know. Well, if you can chime in, chime in. Okay. Oops, so Zahedi left. Maybe she'll come back and see if it works better then. Owen, real quick.
I looked at the water at the very bottom. You can see a little hole. And probably that leads to the sewer, and the water blasts out of that hole.
Whoa, into a sewer? That's a little intense. I hope water's not blasting out of the sewer. Zahedi, did you have something you wanted to share with us about your idea?
They probably put something in there that it could blow it up.
Okay. All right. So we've got to keep going. I see lots of you guys have brilliant ideas. Thank you guys so much for being willing to share. Underground lava boils water and makes steam. When the pressure is too much, water erupts like a volcano.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, that's what Elizabeth was going to say. All right. She thought that. Good job.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Do you know that when geysers can blow up to 500 feet?
Right. It really just depends on the geyser and how much power they have.
And now, the last one.
Here's one last surprising thing about heat. What do you think will happen once the candles are lit? Keep those in your brain. Let's see what's going to happen. I see that these candles are down here and there's the strips of black paper up here. Let's see what happens once they light it. Heat can make things move. The heat from the fire pushes air up and makes the paper spin. You could try this with an adult, not by yourself, okay? Because I don't want you playing with fire by yourself ever. But you can try it with a learning, with a grown-up, with one of your grown-ups, okay?
My brother played with fire and he got me burned and my little sister. And he got it.
Then maybe you shouldn't try this with your grown-up.
Yeah.
Maybe you and your grown-up just stay away from fire. That's okay. Hot air balloons work the same way. Fire heats up the air inside the balloon, making the air and the balloon rise up. So that's how the hot air balloons work, is they put the hot air and the hot air lifts it up. All right. Very cool. Okay. Thank you, boys and girls, for learning about fire and heat with me. Amy, I never got to see your, I never saw your hand popping up. I don't know, maybe you, I can't get this to be quiet. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I can hear it. It's very annoying. But I didn't know if you were frozen or what. And I'd love to hear.
I knew why the mud was boiling, because of the lava.
Oh, I see some people showing you their art projects. Good, Jay. I'm glad that you were able to figure that out. All right. Pat yourselves on the back. Kiss those big, beautiful brains. I'm sorry the internet's been kind of funny today for everybody. But thank you guys for doing the best you can with me.
Patted myself on the back and myself on the head. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.